Great.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Richard. For those of you that don't know me, I currently work for South Western Railway and I'm a team leader in the Video Contact Centre in Basingstoke. So I'm going to run you through a little bit about why I joined this apprenticeship and also a little bit about my aspirations, my opportunities for development and some of my objectives over the next 12 months. So, firstly, why did I join the Chartered Manager Degree Apprenticeship? Well, I wanted to be able to be the best I can be in my current role and develop and grow. But also, with my team, people are important to me, so I want to be able to support and coach them as well. But the only way to do that is develop myself with my skills, knowledge and behaviours. And also the benefit of this apprenticeship is that we get the Chartered Manager certification and the degree at the end of it as well. So it lends a bit of weight to my skills and knowledge. So long term, what's my dream? Well, my dream is to move back to Cornwall. It's where I'm from, it's where my heart is, that's where my family is. But in order to do that, I need a job. But I don't want just any job, I want one that I enjoy and that I want to get up for in the morning. I hate earlies, by the way. Yeah, thinking about it, my job as a team leader I really do enjoy. So I want to progress within the company, within First, whether that's upwards, sideways, or into one of the sister companies like Great Western. So what can I do in the meantime, in the shorter term? Well, looking to develop myself in my current role. One of the first things we did in week 1, and also I've done myself as well, is the SWOT analysis, so looking at my strengths, weaknesses, my opportunities and my threats. But to get balance and thinking of when we've talked about Johari's window and the blind spots, I went to my team as well and got some informal feedback about how they thought I was doing as well to get a more rounded view. And it wasn't that much of a surprise, the two main areas that came up. So my two main areas are my self-confidence and my assertiveness. So I'm your typical example of an accidental manager. I was good at my job as an agent, and within a matter of weeks I was offered the step up to team leader. But on the downside, I didn't get that much training before I was left to run with things. On the plus side though, I've been there 2.5 years, so I must be doing something right. So looking at my self-confidence, towards myself I am my own worst critic, so I'm very critical and very negative. So one of the ways I wanted to help build myself is look at feedback and reflection and use that more. So going to my team, my line manager and also my peers as well to get some feedback and get a more rounded view, more balanced view. On the other side of that, reflecting more as well, because that's not something I do at the moment. So giving myself time to look at situations and maybe take a positive from it, even if I haven't succeeded for any reason, I can still take something positive out of it to use the next time to develop and maybe improve on what I've done. The second option or thing I want to look at for my confidence is presentations. I do find them very intimidating. I really don't like them. So this module's been great. So yeah, presentations is something I want to work on, maybe my technique and style, and also just so I can get over this mental block. It links in quite well as well when we did our built-in team roles as well, because my secondary indicator is that of a completer, and one of the negative aspects of that is that I am a worrier and need a lot of structure and control, which feeds into my negative thinking and my being critical. On the other side of that, with the assertiveness, my main aspect is a team player as well, and that focuses on the harmony of the group and cooperation. So it actually means that getting the balance right of being assertive between everyone else's needs and my own, the scales are generally tipped in everyone else's favour. So to counteract that, I want to look at planning and prioritising. So it's not to say that I don't do it at the moment, it's just I want to change the way I do it. So one of the options I've looked at is to be a bit more visual, so using Covey's time management matrix to plan and prioritise and actually see what my workload looks like, what my day looks like, and use it as a prompt to maybe look at tasks that should I be really doing those, or delegating them, or just binning them off if they're not important or urgent at all. As a team player and looking at the harmony of the group, I do find influencing another tough one as well. So I want to look at my influencing skills with a view to improving how I communicate with people and deal with anyone from customer level all the way up to our stakeholders. So the reality at the moment is that I work in a 24/7 call centre, so our priorities do change at the drop of a hat depending on if there's any disruption, strikes for example, so it's very easy to put my own needs to the back of the queue and focus on what everyone else needs on a shift just to get them through the day. So one of the things I want to focus on is actually making time for me, time for my own development. So what are my options? Well, within the company, we have various options through the training team and also through our the union learning as well. So that could be in the form of e-learning, reading materials, and also training workshops as well. Through my own department and my manager, I've got the option to do job shadowing as well. So whether that's with him or going into other departments to have a look at how they manage situations, how they deal with managing people or planning and prioritising, for example. Through the university, we've also got access to the wealth of resources from the library, both online and physical books, and also access to lynda.com and lots of webinars, seminars, and things like TED Talks as well we've used. One of my favourites at the moment is Amy Cuddy's Fake It Till You Make It, so that one resonated with me quite a lot as well. So the next thing I went on to was look at what objectives I wanted to make. Now before I set those, I looked at my learning styles and my type dynamics. So I'm actually quite interested in that because previously I was a reflector, so I used to think about things a lot before I did anything, read and then consider things. In my current job, I now work more as an activator, which for me with my negative thinking works a lot better because I don't give myself time to think about things before I jump in and have a go. But it also means I need to look at the practical aspects, look at how I can relate it to my own job, how my own experiences. My type dynamic is linked into that as well because I have as an inspector, I have a preference for objectives with or tasks with a clear purpose and something with a tangible result. So when I looked at my objectives, the ones I've chosen, I've already mentioned about the Covey's quadrants, using that as a visual reminder. With the help of Kirsty, we've already set up a 360 feedback, so that's in progress at the moment. I think there's just one person who's off at the minute, so by the end of this month we should have that one covered. And then at the moment I've looked at 3 workshops to complete over the next 6 months through work. I'm just waiting for course dates for those. So those are the planning and organising workshop, attending the influencing skills workshop, and also presenting with impact. So all of those, for me, suit my learning style because they're all practical and interactive. And yeah, they're things that I can actually put into use straight away at work. So to wrap it up, I've looked at my objectives and I've linked these into my personal development plan for the next 12 months. With the 360 feedback, once I have that will help me identify any other areas that I haven't considered yet, and that will help my personal development plan evolve and grow. Over the year, I'm going to be working on building my confidence and my assertiveness skills through those areas, and that will feed into my leadership skills as well. It'll also let me focus on my mindset as well, so my negative thinking, because I want to turn that around to see the positives, which I can use reflecting and feedback for, to hopefully give me a better experience and also for those that are around me as well. That's that's everything from me. Thank you for listening.